Well, I felt the Lord has been leading me recently to give my testimony and put a few things out there on YouTube, and so this is my first video. We'll see how this goes, but I'm 48 years old, and at 7 years of age, when I was raised in Portland, Oregon, actually the Northwest, but went to a camp meeting at 7 years old, and I felt like in the middle of that meeting, the pastor gave a sermon and gave an altar call, and I felt a tremendous, overwhelming desire to give my life to the Lord. And I remember going down and praying, and it was so. I mean, to this day, I remember every detail about what happened there, and I remember the pastor praying for myself and my cousin, and it was such a joy and such a tremendous experience and life-changing moment. And it wasn't just recite a prayer and go home and nothing ever happened or changed after that. When my mom and dad immediately saw a change in me, and I asked them the next day at the camp meeting. This camp meeting went for a whole week there, and I asked them the next day if I could be baptized, and so I was. And I just remember just being on cloud nine for a long period of time, and anyways, just an incredible experience, an incredible time, and from that time on, I've always served the Lord, but I've fallen away from the Lord several different times. Not very long though, because God would always lead me back to Him one way or another. Being in high school, I I remember, I was voted most reverent to God, which I'm not sure that you always want that, because but what I'm saying though is I lived for the Lord in high school, and let everybody know who I believed in. And but when I graduated, after my first year of college, I got into a fraternity and started drinking. Didn't do anything more than drinking, but just fell away from the Lord there. And so that was one time where I felt, where I definitely fallen away, and He brought me back to Him, and then, again, I joined the Air Force, and during that time in the Air Force for probably about a year, I felt the similar situation happened, where I started going to nightclubs and drinking more, but eventually it's like the Lord brought me back from that too. He just, I'm not sure exactly how it always happened, but every time I've ever fallen away, I've always felt this small voice, whatever you want to call it, or conviction that's not where I needed to be, and that God wanted something more in my life and wanted me to change my life. So, it's definitely a life of a lot of great experiences, and great times drawing close to the Lord, and then times of falling away too. So, but now I've been married 23 years and have 2 children. And I feel like I'm drawing closer and closer to the Lord now. But even now, I mean, I struggle all the time still. So it's a wonderful time with challenges. And of course, this is not December. This is October 7th now, and all the things coming up, and all the different signs in the world, or different things going on with the government or different nations. There's a lot of upheaval in the world, but at the same time, I feel like God has given me more peace during this time than ever before in my life. And I always try to tell my children that we can be prepared. We need to be aware of things, and but we always need to serve the Lord and be willing to follow His will for our lives, and to look for opportunities to help people, and to witness to those around us, whether it's family or friends or people that we don't know. And so anyway, that's the basic story of my life, how I got saved and have spent the last, I don't know, I can do my math in my head real quick, but I'm not going to. But I just wanted to kind of give a testimony of where I've been and where I am now, and hopefully the Lord will lead me to, if He does, I'll share some more things on some different videos in the future.